maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just the preview that's doing that. Ooh.
We're live.
Testing. Can anybody hear me? Not that there's anybody in yet.
If you are, can you hear?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Me too. Say C3PO if you can hear us.
Hello, Shannon. Can you hear us?
That's not C3PO. Okay. What do we do then?
Okay, they can hear.
Should I take C then?
Yes. It says excellent connection. If it starts saying buffering, then I'll look, but it should be okay.
Well, first I gotta apologize to everybody for. We took a lot of minutes to get it down. C3PO.
Ruki's like, oh my god, somebody else is sitting in the chair.
Oh no, R2. Oh no, R2. Thanks. No, we got everything going a few days ago when we did the stream, and it was worked really fine. But we just kind of get a little mixed up, and it wasn't working so well. And I see so many C3POs. It's awesome. It feels great. I'm actually on my sister's computer right now. All hail Killer Orange Cat. Well, no, you don't have to do that.
You got a Ruki behind you.
So how's your kitty doing? Let's start with that. The kitty is the kitty that got sick the most, that scared us, was Konohamaru. He was named after a character on Naruto, and he was very limp the other day. I mean, it was really scary. It scared both of us, and we were trying to help him out, and he was just lying there. She picked him up, his arms and his legs were just like, it was a little scared, but he's doing good. He's interacting with the other cats really well. He is stretching really good, getting his back up when he does it, and other things too. So I think he'll be okay. And I appreciate everybody who told us that how much they care about him and love him. And he's a cutie pie, and we think he's doing good. The cat's name is Konohamaru. Allison in Wonderland. Okay, number one, I like that. How long have you been in your channel? My first video came out in August of 2015. I was listening to other channels, mainly Chills, who was doing top 15s. Mr. Creepypasta. What's that? Yeah. My sister is trying to do a Chills impression there. But yeah, I was doing videos because I like the scary stories. But see, what happened with me was I listened to Mr. Creepypasta, Creepsnick Pasta, Mr. Nightmare, a guy who's a friend of mine now, King Spook, and what I noticed a lot of times, and just nothing for King Spook, but I noticed that people were reading the same stories over and over and over again, and I wanted to, have somewhere some people can go where you don't have to hear that. So I decided to start a channel where all the stories, or at least not all the stories, but at least 90% of the stories were all original. So that's how I started my channel out, and I thought I could do this, and I came out with my first video, which was a scary story that my stepmother used to tell us when we were kids. and I went like 2 weeks with nobody listening to me, and I'm like, why am I doing this anymore? But then King Spook, who's a really cool man, he came across my story and heard it, and he exposed it, and people were like, "Oh, wow, this is pretty good." So, always appreciate. Yeah. Unit number 522 is a pretty cool guy too. He was one of the ones that I can tell you one thing that's really happened to me in my time as a narrator. I've helped a lot of. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't want to say I helped, but a lot of people out there I have talked to, a lot of people I've collaborated with. They were smaller channels when I first tried to get involved.
Oops, that's no cat picture.
But then they developed and they outgrew me. I mean, and I've always felt that was really awesome. Mortis Media, who is a really good friend of mine, he
Now the pictures are changing faster than meant.
I had about 7,000 subscribers when I first talked to him. He had like maybe 10. And I'm not saying anything I did was responsible for his growth. But, we got together. I said, hey, I think you're great. I love you. Your content is great. And we worked together, and he exploded. And people just really love the hell out of him, and it's great. And maybe I'm going to say maybe I'm only 1% helpful. But, he helps me. He talks to me now. Now that I'm the small channel. Sorry about that. The kitty cat knocked my microphone over. But yeah. It's something that has helped us out quite a bit. And he's been my friend. And both me, if you wanted to pay attention to our channels, tomorrow, both me and Mortis Media will be coming out with a video. His is going to be bigger than mine. It's going to have over 10 stories, I think. Mine's going to have 4. And one of the stories that is going to be on my channel is a story that I have I hope you guys like Let's Read. Let's Read is a pretty awesome channel. And when I collaborated with him, I talked to a friend who lost his brother at a very young age. And it's probably I wrote the story, but I wrote the story based off the dictation that he gave me. And it's called Yahoo Messenger #1, about a brother who had a dissociative identity disorder. And Let's Read narrated the story. I've narrated the story. And now I asked my good friend Mortis Media to narrate the story too. And he did. So the video will come out sometime tomorrow. And it'll be 2 stories read by me and 2 by Mortis Media. And the last story by Mortis is going to be that one. It's a guy named Adam, who's a really good friend of mine, and his brother Seth, who disappeared. Oh, it's been about nearly 20 years now that Seth disappeared. And he has not come back yet, but this will be the 3rd time that the story has been read. So I hope you like it. Let's Read did a really good version of it. I didn't because I suck. And then we're gonna get to hear how Mortis does it tomorrow. What happened to Horror Studio 1? I don't know. I know who you're talking about. But there's a lot of channels that I used to really get involved with, and they're just not around anymore. And a lot of people, when I send them emails, they don't answer me. So I'm not really sure. But if you have a story, now I want the majority of my stories to be original. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to say one thing. If you want to send me a story, send it to foxbarking44@gmail.com. And look at this, Mortis. Everyone say hi to Mortis Media. He's like, he's slithering in. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Mortis? Are you using Slytherin? Because I'm in Ravenclaw. And I'm a proud Ravenclaw person. So if you're in Slytherin, we got to do something there about that boy. No, Mortis is great.
You can fight for the House Cup.
Yeah. I'm gonna win the House Cup, Mortis. If you're in Slytherin, I'm gonna win the House Cup, man. Or we can arm wrestle, whatever you want. I don't know how strong Mortis is. He may be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like muscles. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's like 78, but he's so fucking muscular. No, LOL. Wait. Oh, yes! Woo! Mortis Media's Ravenclaw.
Nice.
Okay, that's all I needed, buddy. I knew I loved you and you were the greatest, but yeah, Ravenclaw too. Me and Mortis, Ravenclaw, will do whatever we have to. Yes, I'm a nerd. I will
say hi to you from Ohio.
Hi from Ohio. Thank you. I mean, where do you live in Ohio, Brett? I mean, I lived in a lot of places in Ohio in my life. I've moved more times than I am alive in years. So but I've lived in Ohio a lot. A lot of the stories that I get are from Ohio. They are some of them are based upon things that happened to me, but other people too, because a lot of people don't think Ohio is that rural, but it is. And me and my sister Christina, who helps me with the channel, have really experienced a lot of things. Oh, Cleveland, okay. I've never been to Cleveland, so I can't say anything about that.
Luxurious nesting grounds in Cleveland.
Yeah. But hey, guys, we just have to be happy. I mean, come on. Mortis Media's in Ravenclaw. I mean, I can't get over that. And he's here trying to keep us company for a while, which is great. Hey there, John. I hope you're doing great. I'm also thinking about doing my own channel. What are some good tips? I'm also from Ohio, but I'm in Southern Ohio. Well, first, just out of curiosity, tell me what town you live in, because I'm kind of curious about that. But just to let you know, the best thing about doing a channel, define what you want to do, decide what avenue you want to go down. But the most important thing is to be patient, because I started my channel out, and there was a time period where my videos didn't get any extra views for several weeks. And I got very disheartened by it. And I thought, maybe I shouldn't keep doing this. But I kept doing it. And the thing is that you will accomplish things that you need to accomplish through hard work. And hard work means something. That means sit there, continue to find stories, narrate stories, work hard, edit well, and everything else. You have to work hard. And if you do, hard work will always come back and help you. And my sister is like taking the mouse away, so maybe I'm doing something wrong.
No, it's my wireless mouse. You're knocking it. It was.
Oh, okay. So sorry.
Cats do that all the time.
Who else?
Honestly, I do that all the time.
Yeah. Thanks, Mortis. I almost said your real name right there. I know Mortis' real name. He's a good friend, and I almost said his real name other than Mortis, but Mortis is good because it makes us feel dead. Just kidding, but who else thinks KOC is the best? Oh, you didn't have to do that.
But thank you very much for it.
Thank you, Phoenix Blue. That was great. Oh, you're in Utah. Oh, Salt Lake City. Can I talk about this for a second, guys?
I've been there.
Huh?
I've been there.
Me too. I around the time I first started my channel, I got into an online relationship. Don't make fun of me for it. I got into an online relationship with somebody who lived in Nevada, and I decided to go ahead and go and visit them, but they were visiting friends in Colorado. So I went there, and the altitude made me throw up.
It made me dizzy and stuff when I first got there too.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 times. As my sister dizzy too. 4 or 5 times, the person who's now my ex had to pull the car over so I can throw up. So
Lovely way to meet somebody.
yeah, but they were great and stuff. But when we went through past Salt Lake City into the Great Salt Plains, it was dark at night. So I wanted to see the salt, but I saw it. But in the dark, it didn't look like salt. It looked like just dirt. I'm like, no. I wanted to see. Well, we can pull over and I can show it to you. It's like, and I'm not that desperate to see it, but yeah. But I saw Salt Lake City. I saw it in the dark. I saw the skyline, and it was really nice. I enjoyed that.
Stayed there for a couple of days.
But so yeah, Fostoria, Ohio. Can you tell me where that is? I'm just curious. But yeah, it's.
We lived towards the southern tip most of the time.
I'm from Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia. I've had some of the best moments of my life in Philadelphia.
Well traveled.
I'm not. My sister's like making fun of me now, saying I'm well traveled. I'm well traveled because there are people in my life who've always been like, "Oh, I'll take you here and I'll pay for it." I'm like, "You're paying for it. I'll go." But I kind of have a little tiny bit of experience with that. And I think maybe once or twice they were expecting more than me just going with them, but I'm a good boy, as John Papa will tell you. Okay, Allison Wondon, you mentioned Waverly. You don't mean you live in the Waverly Sanitarium, do you?
You're getting called or talking from a ghost.
I could, because if you do, I'm kind of scared. I did a GoFundMe for a friend who was dying of cancer, who wanted to go to Waverly. The GoFundMe wasn't very successful, so but we were able to raise enough money to pay for someone to go there. We weren't able to raise enough to make the video, but when the cats are sneezing, who was that?
I don't know.
Waverly, Ohio. I have no idea where that is, but I love the name. It just works so great. KOC, can you do more Bloody Mary stories? Do you mean that you want me to do more videos where I go and do the Bloody Mary ritual? Because if you want me to do that, yeah, I will. I did a couple of them where I went in the basement and somewhere else, and I'd be more willing to do a lot of them, to tell you the truth. But, there's going to be this thing about it, is that I don't believe in that stuff, so I'm willing to do it without being scared. But I live...
Still scared.
Yeah, you heard that? My sister is still scared, which I'm actually surprised to hear. But we live next to a graveyard, and one of the things I've been thinking about is, huh? Okay, I'll tell you what my sister said in a second there. But we live next to a graveyard, and I'm willing to do a video where we go into the graveyard with a mirror and go deep into the graveyard and do Bloody Mary. My sister just said, "Yes, we'll go. I'll go with you too." So if I get there's 24 people who are currently viewing. So if I get 10 people who say go ahead and do it, I'll do it. But I'll take 10 people. So we'll see what happens. and then I'll get the 10 people, and I'll run into the backyard crying like a baby.
Why?
That's why. I'm just kidding. I walk by that graveyard almost every night because, I'm a night person. Hey, bitty bitty, who beats the hell out of me in Words with Friends. She kicks my butt. Graveyard camp out. No, I'm tough guy. John Pappas thinks I'm a tough guy. I would never live next to a graveyard. I just don't have. No.
We did when we were kids, and it was our bus stop.
Exactly. Me. If you don't hear my sister, when we were kids, we had a bus stop right next to one.
You guys would torment me in that damn place.
Don't listen to her. She's lying. I will do it. I didn't get to do it as I was asking for, but yeah, I will.
You never get that percentage of your views to say something.
I'm not going to count percentages just because if one person would have said it to me, I would have done it anyways. Not so. No. You were kicking my butt in Words with Friends, so. Makes me feel. The funny thing is that my minor in college was English. I have a psychology major, as most people would know, but I was an English minor, and I get my butt kicked in Words with Friends. So here's what we'll do, everybody. We will go ahead and do the graveyard thing on Monday. Sound good to you?
Whatever you want.
Me and my sister, she's like sitting there saying, okay. So how about this? Weather permitting. We're not going to get rain. I looked at it. When they told us we get rain, we never do. The other day we were supposed to have 16 hours worth of thunderstorms. We didn't have any.
We had a little thunder.
A little thunder, but no rain. And the Weather Channel was like, "Oh no, you're gonna get thunderstorms and all this, all that, and the other." We didn't get anything, and you know why I hated that? Because I like thunderstorms. How many of you guys like thunderstorms too? Because I absolutely adore them. But how about this? Me and my sister, we will get a mirror, because I think just do Bloody Mary. I need a mirror, right? We'll get a mirror, and on Monday night, we'll go to the graveyard with the mirror, and we'll do Bloody Mary. Because I personally don't believe anything will happen.
I don't really either.
What the heck? Hold on a second, guys. Because I don't believe anything will happen. I won't be scared. But I think she'll be scared. More just me. I love listening to thunder. Well, you live in England. Doesn't it rain like every day in England?
I know, right?
Doesn't it? My favorite... One of my favorite quotes from a horror movie is 28 Days Later, where they're on they're trying to get water, and the guy's like, "We haven't had rain in any forever. Don't you expect some rain? We're in bloody fucking England." I'm kidding though, but yeah.
Yeah. Having a horrible heat wave lately.
Yeah, like my sister was just saying, we're having a horrible heat wave lately. It's been terrible. Our Bloody Barry.
Bloody Mary's brother?
Instead of Bloody Mary, try invoking Bloody Barry. I hear he's way creepier. Well, man, you're going to have to explain who Bloody Barry is, because I've never heard that one. I've heard Bloody Ted, who brings you candy, and I'm not even kidding, this is really a thing. Yeah. If you say Bloody Ted 5 times in front of the mirror before you go to bed, while you're sleeping, he's supposed to bring you candy. And this is an actual thing.
Like that.
Bloody Barry I've never heard of.
Maybe it's bad candy. Like really old candy.
Maybe it's old still candy.
No!
I remember, and I'm dating myself now. And all you guys always ask me my age. I'm not gonna tell you it, but me and my best friend when I was in high school, and I was out of high school when it happened, went to see Candyman. And I mean, tell you, I love the hell out of that movie. That is a good movie. And then we went into, I want that black kitten. Oh, okay. Then with the black kitten, I kind of thought there for a second that that there was a cam there for a second. But yeah, me and my friend Tim, we went to see Candyman, and we liked it and stuff, and we came home. The following day, and Tim always came over to my house, and he's like, you're too scared to do the Candyman thing. It's like, I don't, I'm not really scared of much. Okay, then let's go ahead and do it. So both he and me walked into the bathroom and turned out the lights, and we said, Candyman, 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 and then Candyman, and I grabbed him! Okay. My favorite cat was on my lap there. She wasn't very happy about that. I was just trying to give you guys a jump scare. I hope it worked. I hope it worked, but yeah, I grabbed him and I'm surprised he didn't mess his pants. And he was twice my size, and he punched me like 5 times. And it's like, do that! And no, it was cool. He was my best friend, and what I did was pretty shitty. But every punch he gave me, I deserved it. So, and I scared my favorite cat. Where's Drew?
She's like, screw this, I'm out.
God.
Is just there, like,
oh, hey Dan, how you doing? You really believe in Mary Worth there? I don't know how many people who like Bloody Mary know the Mary Worth story, but I got a lot of LOLs for that. I appreciate that. It's he forgave me like a few minutes later, and don't worry, he got me back. He really got me back for it. But yeah, we were friends for a long time, but he jumped out of his skin. The only other time I got a really good one on somebody was my former stepmother. We lived in this huge house, and 7 bedrooms, like 3 bathrooms. I mean, the house was huge, and it was really creepy. I think I've mentioned it in stories before. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, about 3 o'clock. Yeah, poor Drew. You're right. No, Drew. She's planning. Anybody who knows Drew knows she's planning revenge right now. She does. That's what she does. She's a good cat, though. In the middle of the night, my stepmother was cooking something on the stove, and I couldn't sleep, so I was going downstairs and I saw her, so I went up and grabbed her. Blah! And she took the pan that she had the food in and tried to hit me with it, and lost all of her food. But the thing is that she was. I hate my former stepmother. I mean, seriously. There's no person I've known in my life who's a worse piece of crap than her. But at the time, I scared the fuck out of her. Sorry for the language, guys. But she appreciated it. And that's one thing. That's one thing I always like, though. I appreciate if you can appreciate somebody who scares you. I respect all of you for it, because that's the sort of thing that I really care. As a lot of you guys know, Andy Kaufman is my favorite comedian, and I like to just fool people. But I think it's very ironic that I do that because, as all of you know, I always want to do true stories on my channel, so why would I fool people? Just going back to what Diane Hummel said about Mary Worth. I don't know how many people know that story, but interesting enough, towards my middle to later teenage years, we lived in northern Illinois. Phoenix Blue loves my sister's laugh.
Oh, thank you so much.
She thanked you for that. So I just wanted to get that out of there. But interesting enough, if people were familiar with the amusement park, Great America, that's in Gurnee, Illinois. And interesting enough, Mary Worth, who is one of the millions of people that has had the Bloody Mary myth based upon her, was from Gurnee, Illinois. And she supposedly was accused of being a witch, and if I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time since I read them, was killed for it. So it's one of the many stories that gets involved with the Bloody Mary story, but yeah, I guess house is haunted every day. Okay, well, Diane, I was just thinking about this. You guys talk a lot. I can't do it today, but if you have a ghost story and stuff, do you want to join us in a live stream when I do my next one? Because I'm telling you what, right now I'm planning on doing a live stream going forward every once a week. I'm going to try to do it on Fridays. Because right now, one of the things I'm doing is I'm looking for a lot of structure. I like structure, but I have very bad structure right now. So I'm just trying to improve upon that, get more time to do work. And once I do all my work out of my home. And I know a lot of people think that that's like paradise. And it really isn't. It's it makes you kind of accepting of, oh wait, I can take a break now. I can take a break now. I can take a break now. And it leads to being lazy, and I don't like being lazy, but when you don't have somebody there telling you to do your work, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, I'm working. I'm trying to get my channel doing more stories. I've said this before, but I recently broke up with I don't want to go into this, but I was engaged, as most of you know, and the engagement broke off. Why we were together, there was a big problem of when I was working. You're not paying enough attention to me. You should pay attention to me. Well, I'm trying to do work so I can pay for us to have a house, pay for us to have food, and everything like that. And we have like a shitload of cats. Let's give them some food. So it was stressful and it was a big deal. But now I'm not having anybody breathing down my throat. So I feel like, if you're not breathing down my throat, I could put out more work. Which... oh yeah, that's true too. It's like you have too many cats, and then went out and got their own cat.
That I take care of.
Yeah, that now my sister takes care of. No, Diane, I know. Don't worry. I'm right now. I'm very hyper. I don't know why. I haven't had any coffee today, but I feel like I've had like 25 cups of coffee. So yeah, I know you love my live show. I love you too, and if you want to write your story, please just write your story. My email address is foxbarking, FOXBARKING 44 @gmail.com. I would love anybody who has stories that have not been read anywhere else, to have them on my channel, because I think that would be particularly very awesome. So if you do have those, feel free to send them. It would be great. Somebody's gonna teabag you in your sleep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let me just stop just for 1 second. I'm probably older than a lot of you. Is what teabagging in my mind?
It's the same thing.
It is still the same thing now.
Amen.
Well, our cats are neutered, so they're not going to be teabagging me anytime soon. I think that's what you mean. Let's see. They don't support who you are. They aren't worth having in your life. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's been kind of a message that I have put forth for a long time. But if you want to understand me, watch the show Frasier. Because if you watch Frasier, you'll see that Frasier is wonderful at giving other people advice. But he's awful at listening to his own advice. And that's kind of the way that I am. I'm really good at telling people, oh, this is what you should do, this is what you do. But I don't do it myself.
I'm Niles.
My sister claims to be Niles. I dropped her mouse, so I hope she's not mad at me.
I dropped it like 30 times.
I'm on her computer, but it's...
The center mouse button's already broken, and not even had a couple of weeks.
I'm not even sure why she thinks she's Niles, though. You know, because she's probably just because Niles is smarter. But I dropped the mouse. Give me a second to catch up. I know you love your live show. Yeah, thank you. The teabagging thing. I mean, I just don't know how to respond. Dan, did you ever do Wendigos or Skinwalkers? I did one video about Skinwalkers, and very often I've considered deleting it. Me and my sister are not full, but we are Shawnee Indians. We have a little bit of Cherokee, and we're not just making that up, you know. People are always like, Elizabeth Warren, you're making it up. And don't think like that. We know for sure. We have Shawnee blood, and we have Cherokee blood. It's genetic markers, right? There are. It's just not something that our family has said. We know this for sure. So we have a deep respect for American Indian culture. I did a video on Skinwalkers, and the only reason I did it was because there was a 90-year-old Navajo woman who was willing to talk to me about it because she had seen a Skinwalker. If I didn't know that woman, I would not have done the video. And the reason because that is that the reason because that Ichigo's like climbing around stuff, and he's kind of big, so I think my sister's where he's gonna like break everything. I dropped her mouse again.
See, when you're not using it, put it up there.
Oh yeah.
I never do.
I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but I probably won't do Skinwalker videos again unless I'm talking to actual Navajo Indians who have experienced it. I hate to say it too, that the lady that I talked to had actually passed away a year after I talked to her, which was really sad. But I'm really glad. I'm really glad that she told me the story. That was one of the greatest things. But here's the thing about the stories is anybody who knows me knows I'm a skeptic. I'm a scientist. So I always want proof of things. But the thing is that when I listen to people who are much, much, much older than me, I respect them. I respect what they've seen, and I will never call anybody a liar, unless I can prove they're lying. So when someone is sitting there and telling me, this is what happened in my life, I saw this, I knew what was going on, this happened, we're not going to say you're a liar. I'm going to take you at your word. And I don't know. I just think I've heard a lot of stories about skinwalkers, which are nothing more than people thinking, ooh, I can make a video about skinwalkers, and people will listen to my video, and I'll get views, and I'll make money, and that's kind of why I don't do it. But if I get stories that I think are real, that I think, or maybe not even real, but the person believes they're real, I'll do them. But I have to think, and I have to know that the video is going to be respectful, and that means a lot to me. Diane says, my old lady hands shake, so I erase and rewrite a lot. It took me forever to write this. I hate skinwalkers. Too scary for me. I'm also part Indian Sioux. Oh, what kind of Sioux? I have to tell people when I was younger, and I didn't know much about my Indian heritage, and the movie Dances with Wolves came out, and at the time I didn't really care to see it just because I'd seen a few interviews with Kevin Costner, and he seemed like an egotistical ass at the time. And then my Aunt Barbie, who is like one of the greatest people I've ever known, she raised me for a portion of my life. She came down on me. You should watch that movie. It's something about she's Dakota. Oh wow, that's awesome, Diane. I've only met a few Dakota Sioux ever, but to finish what I'm saying is that she's like, you should watch the movie. It's part of your heritage, and it really isn't. We have the American Indian heritage, the Shawnee heritage. The Shawnee had very little contact or very anything to do with the Lakota Sioux, who the movie was based on. But, it was enough to get me to watch the movie. Yeah, hey, who's that?
Ash.
Okay, that's Ash. I'm sorry, we have two black cats who look almost the same sometimes, so I can't always tell who they are, but there's Drew and there's Ash, and the one on my lap right now is Ash, and he's named after the character from the Evil Dead movies. His full name is legally Ashy Slashy. So he's right here, but yeah. To go on, she told me that it was part of my heritage, and you should watch it. And I watched it, and I was like, wow, this movie has so much historical inaccuracy in it. But I liked it. It had heart. And, that goes a long way. It had heart. I remember Russell Means, who is who was involved in the massacre at Wounded Knee, who I talked to a few times. He was in the American Indian movement, but he was very, very, very strongly irritated with people who it seemed like people who had only certain percentage of Indian heritage. But he was a nice guy, and I supported him, and actually, he was the very first guy that I voted for president of the United States. A lot of people don't know that. I did. Yeah, Ash, are you okay?
They can probably hear him.
You guys hear him sneezing? I'm going to continue my story, because I know there's a bit of a lag, so you can see if you hear him sneeze or not. But I just want to say that he was very tough when I met him. And, your skin's a little bit too white to be an Indian, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not sitting here going and telling everybody, hey, I'm an Indian. I'm not like, I I was adopted actually by a tribe in Philadelphia about 15 years ago, and they it was a wonderful experience, but it's I do respect the Native Americans. This is great to hear. I'm one of I don't tend to use that term very much though myself. I tend to say American Indian only because a lot of full-blooded American Indians find the Native American. I'm not saying you're doing this, but a lot of them find that term offensive because they say anyone born in America is a Native American. And again, I'm not saying that against you, man. Don't worry about it. But it's hard for me to say that word or that phrase.
Let's start calling them engines.
Yeah, well, my sister's saying calling them engines, and they do that too.
They do.
Yeah, I have a few really really old American Indian friends that I talk to. I spent some time on some reservations here or there, and the really old guys, it's engines, or I'm just an old engine and stuff, and it's like wasn't that like an offensive term that people called you? I'm thinking, but maybe it's just like I can't say it, when African Americans or black people talk to each other and they say that word, which I can't say. I can't say that word because I said it once that I remember when I was 5 years old. I'll tell you guys the story.
Oh yeah, I love it.
My sister's laughing, but I'll tell you guys the story. I was 5 years old. My dad was in the Navy, so he was out at sea. And I was just thought my dad is a racist. He is a racist prick that none of us talk to or anything like that. But I was 5 years old. He was out to sea. Oh Lord, I'm gonna be so embarrassed by this. I was 5 years old, and there was the doorbell rang. I went to the door and I opened it up, and there was three African Americans at the door, three women. If I remember correctly, it was the mother of a kid that I knew, and two of her sisters, and they wanted to talk to my mom because me and their child had gotten into a fight. And I slammed the door in their faces, 5 years old. And my mom was like, "Hey, who's at the door?" And I'm like, "Oh, just a couple of N-words." Immediately, she got up and went to talk to them. And she got a washcloth and a bar of Irish Spring soap and washed my mouth out with it. I have never been able, from that point of time, 5 years old, I have never said that word. Now, occasionally when I'm with some of my black friends, when they're, oh no, mommy dearest, no, I don't support watching.
Never do it now.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now that my mom would not do that now. This was a long time ago, and she had it happen to her when she was a kid. But she agrees with us now that it's a bad thing to do. And she would not do it now. But all I can tell you is that I have never said that word again. Now, when I'm talking with my black friends, a lot of them will allow me to say the word of Nigga, but I don't even really do that either. I'm like, no. What my mom hears me and washes my mouth out again? It's like, I can't do it. I can't say it. It's that word is unsayable for me. I was a little disturbed because I have a video coming out soon. It'll be within the next day with King Spook, and he one of the stories that I was reading, and let me say this is hard for me to say. One of the words had the word faggot in it. I don't like that word either, and it took a lot for me to say it. And it's like I actually
I'm imagining the
um
story you just told with a bunch of gay guys in the
yeah
car.
yeah. It's I don't like that. I don't like any words that people find offensive, and it was hard for me to say, and we kind of it wasn't his fault. We had a little bit of a breakdown and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, I can't say that word. I can't say that word. I can't say that word. He's like, well, you don't have to say that word. He's like, say something else. I don't want to be. I don't want to be untrue to the story. The person who wrote the story. I want to say it the right way. And he's just, what the fuck's wrong with you? Just shut up. He's like, you're not homophobic. I'm not homophobic. Our listeners are going to think we're homophobic. He's like, say the damn word. I'm kidding. He actually told me I don't have to say the word. I could find a different word. And I sit there and I thought, it's like, what different word could there be? I mean, fairy. My dad used to say that. Oh, look at that fairy. It's like, Dad, that fairy is a 300 fucking pound bodybuilder. He may be gay, but he'll beat your ass into the ground, you freaking Don Knotts look-alike. And I'm not even kidding. My dad was.
Now he looks like a melted Don Knotts.
My dad looked exactly like Don Knotts from the Andy Griffith Show. But yeah, it's like, oh. My dad was always like, oh, I'm gonna kick that homo's ass. It's like, Dad, you're not gonna kick any homo's ass. You watch these guys. These guys go to the freaking gym and they build themselves up, and they build themselves up to be bigger than freaking Brock Lesnar. It's like a lot of those guys you don't want to freaking mess with. But yeah, I mean that's just my thing. Just having some fun with you guys. So this is actually right now I feel one of the better chats I've ever had. I've had fun chatting with everybody. Probably gonna. I probably won't go past 5:30 just because we have some stuff that we have to do and get ready for. But right now everything's pretty good. And I appreciate. So if you guys have questions, ask us some questions, and I'll be really happy to answer you. I have cats sitting on me.
Because you're in the cat queen chair.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. I had people calling me a crippled retard.
That's horrible.
Can I? Would it be wrong, Kenneth? Would it be wrong of me to ask why people were calling you that? And I want to say the word retard.
And can I go beat them up, please?
I have used, but I have never used it against somebody with a mental disability. And the reason why is I'm sure a lot of you know, I suffer from severe mental illness. I have very, very, very severe obsessive compulsive disorder, which scares. I mean, it's so severe that it We got another message there.
There you go. Now you should be good.
Can you guys hear me? Sorry, we had a little bit of a problem there. Hello, Bill Black. Yeah, she's there too. You notice her too. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Ooh.
Yep. Oh, that was Randy telling me about the rent.
But yeah. So yeah, I know it is lost. Please tell me if you can hear it right now, though. If you do, I'd appreciate it.
Stupid notifications.
But yeah, the audio went away for a second. I apologize. The computer was saying that the USB thing was not recognized. So.
My front USB ports tend to be wonky.
So yeah, my sister she switched the USB over. Yeah, I'm sorry that this stream has been like pretty much dominated by a couple of mistakes. So
it'll be better next time because we're learning.
Right, like my sister just said, that will be better next time because we're learning. And I think I actually had this argument with somebody lately, where they were really criticizing somebody for making a mistake, and I'm like, no, mistakes are good. Mistakes are the best things you can have because mistakes teach you. Mistakes teach you to be
unmistakable.
Yeah, they teach you, and you learn better from C3PO.
Nice.
Okay, Phoenix Blue wins. But yeah, the mistakes, you learn more from your mistakes. It's a Billy Joel song. That he said that you may what's it called again?
My mind is like
he's like, you're not the only one who makes mistakes, but they're the only thing you can truly call your own. You learn when in my first Japanese class, I had on the first test, I got a question wrong.
Right and left.
And I sat there. Yeah, huh?
Right and left.
Yeah, no. I got. She's thinking right and left. But it was one thing. And the question was the name for a park, like a park. If you walk in the street, not like an amusement park, but like a park with trees and stuff like that, like Central Park or something like that. And I could not get the word. And the word was Kanayo. And I got it wrong, and she told it to me, and it's like, I've never forgotten the word since, because it was my only mistake on the test.
Right and left was an NIU.
Right and left is a different thing. I can't do right and left in English. If you ask me to give my right hand, I'd look at you like, what's wrong? But if you tell me my right hand in Japanese, I do it. It's easy. I don't know why, but it is. So if I asked you if you have a PhD, yes, I actually have 2 of them. I'm sorry, I lost the audio there for a second, but yeah, 2. Social psychology and cognitive psychology, and in fact, that actually works a bit because right before I got here talking to you guys, I was listening to one of my favorite channels, Professor Stick. He's a skeptic, and he's a skeptic like me. You guys know I am. And it's a good figure. He's very young. He's not a PhD, or as far as I'm aware, he hasn't even got his bachelor's yet. Because he makes it very clear that he calls himself Professor Stick, but he's a young guy. And I really, really like him. He's a cool guy. But then he made a comment about social psychology, which I've spent my life as a social psychologist, and well, that's social psychology, haha. And it's like, what the hell,
I know, right?
I follow the scientific method. I'm a scientist. I look at stuff. Everything I've done follow the scientific method. I spent 5 years studying serial killers, trying to study fMRIs and sorts of interviews and stuff, and tested them to try to figure out, hey, these people are saying this, maybe I can try to do something with it. And I worked my ass off. And then I worked my ass off when I stopped doing that, because the serial killer thing was depressing as hell. So I switched over. Okay, this is going to be weird to say this, but I switched over to suicide. And I did suicide studying because I looked at countries that had high rates of suicide. And again, I read case studies, I did experiments, I applied the scientific method because I tried to have something. And I don't know, it just bothered me that someone would say that social psychology is not psychology. In general, Zod thinks I sound like I've had a few beers. I wouldn't mind if I did. But no, man, I haven't. So.
Or, however, getting a cold, so you probably sound funny.
My sister thinks that I'm getting a cold and probably sound funny.
When you said that you felt like you were catching what the cats were catching.
Go to your room.
No, I have to be here.
But no, I have not had a few beers. I'm just in a good mood. I was not in a good mood before the stream started. So, but I am now. So, and again, I don't drink beer anyways. I'm a wine drinker.
I drink beer, but there's shit beer in this town, so I don't drink it right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard my sister, but she does drink beer, but she can't get good beer around here. Have I ever heard of Dr. Dietz? No, I have not. Your fake leg costs $11,759.
What? I didn't understand that.
Kenneth Perry says my fake leg cost $11,759.
Oh.
That's a huge price for a fake leg, isn't it? I mean, I don't... Because... Why would it cost that much?
Because it's a medical thing and insurance.
Oh. Do you have insurance when you got one? Okay, I'm like expecting to hear stuff back. You sound perfect. No, I don't, but thank you. And John Zod's a great guy. He comments on all my videos. It's always wonderful. I think what's happening right now, the reason you might think that I sound like I have a few beers is that I'm kind of excited. And I don't get excited very much, but when I talk to you guys here, I kind of like... I'm like really scared right before the stream starts. As my sister will tell you that's true. I'm always scared. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I shouldn't do it. No, let's cancel it. I can't do it. But the moment it starts, I get excited. And I'm like, it's like, oh, people are listening to me. So,
Social anxiety.
yeah, it's like we both suffer. We both suffer from social anxiety.
Is that a cuddly suffering?
Is suffle a cuddly suffering? I hope not. But yeah, but once we get into it, we're kind of, it's great, and I get to be silly. Like my last stream where I started like singing Andy Kaufman songs and stuff. Here I come to save the day.
If I'm not mistaken, did not actually make it into the actual recorded part.
Yeah, it seems like nobody actually heard me doing the Andy Kaufman song on the actual stream where I was like, I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the king of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm the king of wrestling, Tennessee. I knocked that Lawler out last week. I'm gonna knock him out again this week. I'm the king. My speech kind of sounds a bit sloppy. No, you're right. You're right, General Zod. It does, and I can even hear that too. I've heard that a couple of the words I've been saying are, I'm tripping over my words. I hear that too. You are completely right. But it's not that I've had beers. It's just that I'm hyper right now because people are listening to me and they're communicating with me, and I think it's pretty awesome. So it makes me very happy. But yeah, no. Maybe right now I'll go out and get some beers though. So.
I wouldn't. You just end up with Budweiser or something.
Yeah. My sister's like, don't get any beers. End up with Budweiser. She's probably right. And since I don't drink beer anyways, it's okay. But maybe I'll go get myself some wine. I can do what I want. I'm 21 years old. Since I'm 21 years old, I can have whatever I want. You know, I'm young and cute. Sing it out. No, I think that's all the lyrics. If there were more lyrics to it, I could. I always liked when Andy Kaufman just sang that song to Jerry Lawler. It was wonderful. But it's just funny because Jerry Lawler, I'm a big fan of pro wrestling. The Jerry Lawler is one of the nicest people I've met in my life. The only pro wrestler I've ever met in my life who was nicer than him was Bobby Heenan. And Bobby Heenan, God bless his soul, was so nice to me. I was like, oh my god. Oh no. Red. She wants me. Phoenix Blue wants me to buy the red wine.
You don't drink red.
I can. If my sister wants red wine, I'll buy it for her. But I don't. I'm not a red wine person. I'm a white wine person.
I like the taste of barrel.
Yeah. Barrel.
That's what it tastes like. No barrel.
Oh. Oh, my sister says it tastes like an old barrel. I don't know.
Oak, not old.
An oak barrel. I drink white wine. And I can. She drinks red, but I can make fun of her because she also drinks blushes. Now, and she. I once caught her drinking a bottle of white Zinfandel. I'm trying to get her into asylum for it because I think if I can get into court and tell them that she was drinking a Zinfandel, they'll realize she's crazy and they'll put her in jail.
Zinfandel.
No.
Regular Zinfandel is okay.
She's saying white Zinfandel. Don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's gonna go to the hospital. But yeah.
Zinfandel's the blush. Zinfandel's a red wine.
Don't listen to her. She's saying Zinfandel's a red wine. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. We're just being silly.
I can be a wine snob, or I can drink what I feel like, whichever I feel like being at the time.
She drinks wine where she drinks wine that has caps on it. There's caps on it.
It was only because it's the pink Moscato of Barefoot. And besides, it has been proven that screw tops on wine is not a bad thing because it keeps the air out when you put it back on, and that keeps it fresher.
It's corks all the way, baby.
I do prefer a cork.
It's corks all the way. We got a couple smiles there. Now, do you watch Botchamania? I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. No, I haven't. I am familiar with it. It's just that why Zen equals crazy. Woo woo woo! Phoenix Blue's on my side.
I prefer pink Moscato anyway.
She says she prefers pink Moscato anyway. No, thanks everyone for kind of making me feel good here. I'm glad to be here with you. I just want to let everybody know if you haven't been there from the beginning, I'm doing a collab with Mortis Media. If you listen to his channel, I will send a link on my channel for it. I will be reading 6 stories on his channel. 6 stories. And they're very interesting stories. So I'll let you know when that comes out. And then there'll be a story on my channel. A video on my channel with 2 stories read by Mortis and 2 stories read by me, and those should be out tomorrow. And there'll be another story, another video with just my stories. And Phoenix Blue, I'm not a snob. All wine is good. Hey, I respect it. John Pop,
because it's not me saying it.
I prefer. That's why I respect it, because it's not my sister saying it. It's somebody else, and she's my sister. I have to disagree with her every now and then. John prefers Jack Daniels. Ooh, I can't go with you, buddy. I can't go with you there. Jack Daniels. Ooh, my stomach even growls at me for thinking about Jack Daniels. I just can't do whiskey. I don't know. Oh God, don't hate me for saying this. Whiskey tastes like an ashtray, and I'm sorry to say that, but it does. It's just that's what it tastes like to me. I have had single malt scotch where a bottle has cost several $100s, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna love this." They pour me a glass of it on the rocks and give it to me, and I taste it, and I'm like, ugh. Why are we drinking this? If I want to get drunk, I could drink something that tastes a whole lot better. And again, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Coconut. It's something I got addicted to, and I understand that. I just want to tell everybody that I can't drink whiskey. Okay, I'm going to put the microphone to my sister because she's talking about whiskey now.
I just said that I can drink it. I can drink it. Don't make me... He's being mean to me. I said that I can drink whiskey. Unfortunately, I've had some bad times when I've drank it after I've been drinking beer. Like, I'd start with a couple of beers, then I'd do a shot of Jack, and then I'd do another shot of Jack, and then I don't remember the rest of the night. Oh, what are you doing to my computer? I'll just cancel that. We all good? You can take the mic back.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice from now on. Sorry, everybody, but yeah, it's just no, and I know. There's no alcohol that's good for everyone. I mean, I can't drink beer either.
Apparently, can drink tequila.
My sister says she can drink tequila, but yeah, I can drink tequila too. I mean, in back in the day when I was a young.
That was weird though, because everybody says that tequila's the one that'll knock you on your ass, but.
Yes, my sister is the total sweetheart. You're completely right. I will say that without any sort of prejudice one way or the other. She is, and she's really cool. So thank you. But yeah, as far as the tequila goes, Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I like to drink you with a little salt and wine. No, I can do tequila. In fact, the first time I ever had a shot of tequila, I was at my bowling league, and
My boyfriend's family.
and there were a few people who were kind of sweet on me and kept on buying me tequila shots. But the first one they did it, they bought it and stuff, and I tried it, and I'm like, damn, I like this. I thought it tasted good. I thought everything was wonderful, so I took the tequila shot. And the thing about me is that if you give me alcohol that I like, I'm not giving it up. So I spent that entire night bowling and drinking tequila. In fact, while I was bowling, I bowled a good game. I bowled a 186. But everybody was buying me tequila over and over and over again because I liked the taste of it. I don't remember that night very well. I'm sure that it probably doesn't surprise anybody.
I perfectly remember that night it was a 4th of July party. You want to hold the mic for a second? It was a 4th of July party with my ex-boyfriend and his family, and they were big drinkers. They were Irish. They were big drinkers. And I'm sure we probably had beers starting at around 4 o'clock. And then later in the night, we started drinking cocktails. So I would be drinking rum and Coke usually. And then I went outside, and they were all sitting around the table outside, and they were doing shots of tequila. And they're like, "You've got to try some. You got to try it." I'm like, "I've never done this before." And here, try some tequila. Well, I had a couple of tequila shots. I liked it. I had a couple more tequila shots. By the end of the night, I recall we were going through. Everybody had gone to sleep, but 3 or 4 of us, and we were going through my ex-boyfriend's dad's liquor cabinet. And he was rich, really rich. So they were pulling out various alcohols to have me try to see if I liked them. I ended up going to sleep with a gin and tonic. Tasted like a Christmas tree. It's how I drank that much and remember it, I don't know. I was a bit hungover in the morning, so I was ticked off when they had one of the little kids wake me up by jumping on me. But I remember the whole thing.
But everyone, I'm happy that you've been here. I actually wasn't going to go on this long, but I'm going to tell you one last story. Then I'm going to have to go because there is a television show coming on, and it's weird as it sounds. I'm a moderator on a website, and I run the chats for it, so I have to get ready for that. I will have a video, or actually 2 videos out very soon. I'm going to thank every single person who came here, and I'm going to tell you one last story before I go. I told the story before. A few of you have probably heard it. But I was only cut off from alcohol once in my life. I was in Philadelphia. Now, I was in there for 3 days. The first time I was there, I saw a bartender who was so freaking cute. I was like, I want that bartender. And all my friends were like, throughout the entire weekend, stop talking about that bartender. It's like, I'm a good boy. It's like, give me a chance. Give me a chance to just be a bad boy a little bit, So I, oh, lordy. I spent the entire weekend, we were going out every single night. And it's like, let's go to that bar with that bartender. Well, on the very last night, we went there, and my friend Gary was drinking a Sex on the Beach. And I've never had that before. And I'm like, well, give me a sip. So he gave me a sip of the Sex on the Beach. And the one thing about it is that I hate peach. I can't eat peaches or drink anything peach flavored. But, peach schnapps is like the main ingredient in Sex on the Beach. I don't know. But I tasted it, and I'm like, oh my god, this tastes so great. So I'm like, bartender, give me a Sex on the Beach. And I can tell you right now that from asking the bartender for that first Sex on the Beach until the moment that he cut me off, I don't have a whole lot of memory. I don't know how many sexes on the beaches I've had that night. But I do remember that the bartender came out to dance with me. And I was like, ooh, nice. And at one point, I'm like, my drink is empty. So I go up to another bartender, the one who's been actually making the drinks, and I'm like, can I have a Sex on the Beach? And the bartender says, I think you've had enough sex for one night. Got cut off. But I took it in stride, and I remember this part. I remember saying to him, oh, okay, can I have a bottle of water then? And he just gave me this weird look, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, why are you giving me the weird look? He's like, because you're the first person I've ever cut off who didn't argue with me. Why you just cut you off and you're being nice? I'm like, well, I may be drunk, but, I know that the people outside of me can see how drunk I am, so I can tell that you know how drunk I am probably more than me, and you're cutting me off, so that's good. Give me the water, because damn it, I don't want to be that hungover in the morning. So, I love you too, Diane. I'm happy to talk to you. Great and everything, and thank you everybody for all the great comments and stuff. I'm going again. Keep an eye on the channel. This is Saturday. The video with More Just Media will probably be out tomorrow. Plus, I will also be working on my own video which is going to be 3 stories by me. I may even get it out to you guys within both videos within one day. It's quite possible, but I'm not promised anything. But I'm glad a lot of you loved that story. Thank you very much, and again, thank you for the donation. It means a whole lot to me. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my next plan tonight, and you guys be great, and I love you all. Hope you have a great night. You sound like you're drunk right now. You're the second person to say that. No, it's sad because I kind of wish, if I'm going to sound like I'm drunk, I kind of wish I would be drunk. But no, I'm completely sober. But right now, because everyone thinks I'm drunk, I'm going to go get drunk. Anyway, I love you guys. And I'm going to be done and talk to you all soon. Love you.